I was coming to the end of a long, long walk when a man crawled out of a cardboard box under the East Street Bridge, followed me onto it. I went out halfway across with that homeless shadow tagging along, so I dug for some change. Wouldn't need it anyway. He took it looking just a bit ashamed. He said, you know, I haven't always been this way.
Why do you feel there are marginalized people in Winnipeg?
You know, we've got a lot of people who are homeless, a surprising number of people who are homeless in Winnipeg. And many of them have had troubled lives, have had mental illness, have had difficulties in their family situation when they were growing up. And as a result, they're now on the street. Sometimes it's just because of very difficult circumstances and bad luck that they have ended up on the street.
The reason there are marginalized people in Winnipeg is because it is not profitable for government and corporations to prevent people from being marginalized.
To solve it, it would be unpopular to solve it.
Yes.
Because to say that, like, we're going to go and, like, we're going to make it a priority to fix the lives of these people who are, like, sitting out on the street, you know, loitering around outside your businesses, begging for your money or whatever. Like, we want to help those people. It's just not really within the ideology, I don't think, to say, like, let's help everybody. It's like, people are supposed to help themselves. Why aren't these people helping themselves?
Do you feel homelessness is a result of a personal choice?
I operate from a philosophy that no one chooses to be homeless. No one chooses to be poor. No one chooses a life of sheer survival. Now, do sometimes bad choices get us to that place? Possibly. Even there, I err on the side of compassion.
That it's a question on the minds of people, like, that's debated, like, in Maclean's or in the Free Press, it's, like, really offensive. Yeah. Because no one would choose that life. Like, no one would choose to be homeless. It's insane to think. I mean, there's a few who want to live, like, outside the grid, but that's a very tiny percentage.
What is being done or not being done to help homeless people recover from poverty?
Well, I think much more could be done. There are certainly some agencies like the Sloan Mission and Salvation Army which are working very hard. But in other areas, their cities have started providing homes and finding that that is a first step and quite an effective step. We could be doing much more at the provincial level. You know, the support through social assistance has been virtually unchanged for 20 years. And certainly we've seen quite a bit of increase in the cost of living over that time. You know, it's a tribute to the fact, or an acknowledgement of the fact, that we've not been very successful, or nearly as successful as we should be, in helping people who are less well off, who are disadvantaged.
What are the main barriers that you feel homeless people face when trying to recover from poverty?
There is a racial component that people are less likely to hire someone who looks like most homeless people in Winnipeg look. There's a lot of barriers between life on the street and getting a job. And you need a job to be able to get the clothes to get the job. So it's a sort of vicious circle where there's sort of no end unless outside forces step in and assist.
I think there's a psychological barrier too, that it would be scary. Like, there's a reason, well, there's many reasons, but one reason people are homeless in the first place is, like, they don't have a conventional background. Like, we all take for granted that we know what it would be like to go and get a job. You know that if you wanted a job, you would hand out resumes, you might, like, visit the place that you were going to. You know how to make small talk with an employer and how to be polite. In social situations that is job hunting is an almost insurmountable barrier just in and of itself.
What is the biggest misconception people have in regards to the issue of poverty and homelessness in Winnipeg?
I think that the biggest misconception is that there is a group of people called homeless and that they remain the same and that we more or less just recycle them over and over again through different programs. The truth about homelessness is that, yes, there's anywhere around 2,000 people who have homelessness, and many of them live in Winnipeg. There are many transients who are homeless. Many professional, formerly professional people walk through our doors, but your jaw would drop at the number of people who, just because of a few bad circumstances, have ended up at our doors. It would shock you.
So we have the choice. We can blame the addicted or participate in an actual answer. This is a multi-dimensional problem that requires all the disciplines, businesses, and government working together with the same end goal.